Welding class Airbnb questions and answers. Hello, family. My name is Joe Brown, aka Black Feniks. I'm the owner and founder of HogOn Welding LLC and HogOn University, and I teach private welding classes. At the moment, I'm in McGee, Arkansas, but I also teach in East Point, Atlanta, Georgia, and Birmingham, Alabama. These are private welding classes where I teach stick welding, MIG welding, flux core welding, and TIG welding. And I teach it independently on a 40-hour course to an 80-hour course, and then it goes up. If a person wants to learn blueprint reading, fabrication, learning how to read a tape measure, learning how to fabricate, how to start their business as far as get the EIN, LLC, what direction to go, ask questions about what I have done, what I know works, what don't work. I can kind of give you some inside tips on that. But I try to provide things privately because a lot of people want to learn hands-on, especially due to the pandemic and things that have been happening since 2020. So I try to give a hands-on experience, and I see that it works better. A lot of people like to come. I had a family come. Actually, it was a gentleman, his wife, and their son. They stayed a night, and we was able to accomplish a few things. And I think that it was more comfortable for him to be able to do it like this. So my goal is just to start. Sometimes we get caught up on making sure we got everything correct, and then jumping out there starting our business. I think that when you're dealing with business, the main thing is to just get started, and then you can get better over time. But I would say this: when you're getting started, I think you have more protection of your business if you can at least start it as an LLC. So getting your EIN, setting it up as an LLC can get you started, and then later you can grow and grow. But at least you can have some protection. My goal is, like I say, is to provide for those who want to travel in. Right now, I am doing them out of McGee, Arkansas. This is my mom's house. She actually inherited the home, and I had a lot of renovations to do, fam. A lot of renovations. So, to me, the house is like a shrine, a museum. You know what I mean? I put a lot of time into it, and I turned this carport. It was a carport at first. I turned it into a garage, and then I turned it into a welding, private welding school where I actually got 3 booths, and we can watch videos. We got a good area to do fabrication, lay down spot. We can TIG, MIG, stick. We can go over some things, and really, like I say, really advance our knowledge, even though we started in a small setting. When we think about most big companies like Amazon, Apple, all of these companies started off in small settings like a garage. So it was neat that not only did I start in the garage, but I built the garage. You know what I'm saying? To start. So everything was built to get to this point. So the work I'm putting into the house, and no, it's not. I would say it's not at 100% as far as perfect like I wanted to have it, but it is a complete makeover from how it started when I jumped into the um, infrastructure of it to get everything up and going. So my goal is to have pictures up, a few pictures up showing the renovations of it, showing where I started because I come from a rural area. So I want to give a little background for those who don't know me. Um, I was born in Little Rock, and I was raised in Southeast Arkansas, Reed, McGee, and Arkansas City, and also Denver, Colorado, and Aurora and Montbellows. So I was always traveling, coming in, leaving, staying in Denver, coming back to Arkansas, leaving Arkansas, going back to Denver, leaving Denver, coming back to Arkansas, growing up. So I moved around a lot, but in reality, I'm kind of glad because it gave me the opportunity to learn people and meet new people, and I kind of started liking it. You know what I mean? So I don't have no problem with meeting people or introducing myself, but the main thing that really shifted my life is once I got back to Arkansas and ended up going to prison. So I got incarcerated at 15, turned 16 incarcerated, went to prison from 16 to 26, and during that time, I was able to really reconstruct how I was thinking. And even though it took some time, fam, to really get some things together, once I got out, I worked for a company for 10 years, and then I decided to start my own and branching out. And when you learn about business and wealth, especially coming from rural areas, we weren't taught that. So a lot of things we have to be self-educated and take courses and take classes and learn things. And sometimes you can get discouraged along the way because you can pay for things or go to the wrong sources and get some information that's not correct. And it tend to put a bitter taste in your mouth. So I had to figure out how to do things on my own. So with me doing this, it was more of, you have an adolescent who left a town and grew up in an area where they literally said, family, that I wouldn't make it to C18. And then I would leave and come back, and I was able to save my mom's house who passed. I was able to learn a trade in prison that I got out, and I used it out, in the world. I started a business, I traveled, and then now I'm giving my time back teaching privately to, um, to really provide some value to the community, because it's a lot of people that need the education. I realize that when it comes to education, we think college. We think college is the only way to get education. And college isn't the only way to get education, but college is a part of education. But when it comes to education, I think that it's best to get it from someone that's seasoned, an expert, someone that has mastered their lane. And so when I was getting information now, I started going straight to the source. If I want to learn about finances, I went to people who I know they've been working finances. If I want to, I felt like, even going to college, I was talking to a gentleman the other day and I was saying how, it's ironic that you can go to school, people go to school to get in debt and they learning something from someone who hasn't practiced it themselves. So it's like learning from a business major with a master's who don't have a business working for somebody. It's kind of ironic to speak to. So I want to learn from someone who has managed businesses, who's actually doing it. I think I get more from him than from someone to say this is how it's supposed to go. And if it was supposed to go that way, you would think that they would be doing it. They wouldn't just be selling for a check. Now, ain't nothing wrong with say, hey, I come do this because I enjoy this, but I got 5 to 6, 10 businesses. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll take your class. You know what I mean? But I think that we have to think outside of the box, family, when it comes to education and when it comes to getting it from the source. They have plenty of different ways you can get education. And like I say, when it comes to welding, you can get it privately. When it comes to tradesmanship, you can get it privately. You can get it for someone who's been on the job 20, 30 years. So I have over 20 years experience. And like I say, well, my goal with my mom's house for renovations was to use it to kill several birds with one stone. We know what's going on with the economy, and I feel like, getting started, we can always say, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this big building, I need that. But if you can just use what you got, I think you'll build more of a legacy behind the movement of what you're doing. I had a gentleman send me a picture of his shop, and I think he had like 40 booths in there, fam. And I was like impressed. Like I was like, man, that's my goal. But as of now, I have 3. And I can't say, well, I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to educate anybody. I'm not going to give no information, do any videos because I'm not at the point where I got 40 booths yet. And once I get there, then I'm going to start releasing. It don't work like that, fam. It's like someone saying, once I get my life together, I'm going to go talk to God then because right now, though, I'm all in the wrong. I'm going to wait. Nah, fam, we got to talk now. We got to have a conversation now. We got to start working on what we're going to be working on now. And I think over time you get better and it's an easier conversation. But my goal is just to lead by example and share my experiences, what I went through, and I've been learning more and more about the system. So I don't mind giving the jewels that I had to actually dig for. But when a person partake in my class, I feel like you understand that it takes money to make money. You understand that you want something, I'm giving something, and so I don't mind giving more versus someone to just say give me, just give it to me. It don't work like that, fam. I got to keep the lights on, I got to buy the wire, I got to get the gas, I got to. So it's a lot of stuff that I put into it. So it's not like I'm just taking. When you go to big companies, they got a lot of different things going on, a lot of different outsources. The government is throwing the money in. This person throwing the money. I'm private. I'm independent. So everything I do, I do. The equipment that I buy, I buy. So I do have people that donate money to buy equipment and sponsor the program. And when I do classes from the program that we started from the ages of 12 through 24, we started raising money to actually fund a student. And when we do that, I put my money into it too, because we not only do we teach them, we actually buy the equipment that's needed. So we even go the extra mile, because we know that in order to accomplish something, especially in our black communities with in rural areas where we're behind, that we got to go the extra mile. We can't just say each one teach one. We got to say each one teach some. We got to reach more than just one. We just got to do what we can do. So with that program, my goal is to help all I can help, in that aspect, and to travel. So I'm also working on going in speaking. I'll be doing some traveling soon, where I'll be going in speaking and also teaching. So I'm coming up with a mobile setup where I can actually come in and teach at least two students at a time a welding trade at a personal facility, unless they buy the things. But I can actually come and do a mobile setup. I'm working on that, where I can set up two booths and have everything and use your power, and we can actually still accomplish what we need to accomplish in a week setting or a 2 week setting until we get things bigger. But the way I look at it, man, we got to start somewhere, fam. So I'm just getting started. I'm using what I got, and a lot of times that's how you get started. We use what we have, and as we learn about generational wealth, as we learn about tradesmanship, we realize that once you build something, once you do something, it can't be undone. So once you put your hard work into it and you learn the trade and you get it, then you realize that you got something that's going to live the test of time for you. It's going to actually help you, because welding has helped me, fam. I had many homies I was locked up with who got out to struggle, and I never had to struggle because I came home with a career. By me coming home with a welding career, at the time I didn't know it. I was just looking for a job. I didn't realize how valuable I was. So sometimes, as we obtain knowledge, someone else can see it from the outside and say, this person is valuable. Because let me tell you what happened. I got out, and I was at the small town. I did the time, so the people wanted to give me the bare minimum they can give me. They started me out at $8 an hour. When I got out of prison after 10 years, I was making $8 an hour welding, family, and I was doing MIG welding. I was TIGging and MIG welding aluminum, aluminum with a screw gun. And they started me out at $8 an hour. But check this out, it wasn't 2 weeks later when people called me in there. I didn't ask them, I didn't complain, because I was free. I was, at the moment, man, I was just happy being free. And, I figured I got a little money coming in, I figured the rest of it out. And I was able to go up $2 within 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, I went up in $2. So I started making $10. And so they was like, man, we got to pay him something before he moved. And then I started going up, but I moved from that job to another job. I went from, actually, I think I went from there, I made it from 8 to 11. And then they wanted to wait a year or two to give me a raise, and I went to another company, and then I started doing ironworking. But everything started at the bottom for me. So, when I give any type of wisdom, of any type of knowledge on welding and mobile welding, being independent, starting your business, I'm showing it to you from the rawest form, because I had to literally get it out the mud. And I'm from McGee, Arkansas, and we call this the muddy South. Yeah, I think it's raining right now. You know what I mean? I had to get it out the mud, fam. So I'm gonna show you how to do it as a side hustle, as a business. And being an ex-felon, there's so many hoops and holes we have to jump through. I think the best thing for us, is that if we're going to grow some wealth, we got to have a skill. And we got to have a skill that we can later turn into a business that we can provide some value, either as a service or as a product. Because if not, they're going to always judge you and keep you from going up because of your felon. I done seen people who have done the jobs of a manager, and they say, but you got this, so we got to keep you here. So, it can be things that can hold you back. But once you got this trade, fam, there's so much you can do. So when we doing this Airbnb, as of now, my goal is, I got one room prepared, and I try to accommodate the living space and the living room, the kitchen, for those who want to, in the bathroom. And mostly I'm here with them, so we'll actually communicate. But working on some things where when I don't, I can be in another area and they can have the whole, like if they come with a family, I say, hey, y'all can have the house. I come here in the mornings or in the evenings and we teach, and that way they can be comfortable as well. So I'm working on different options, but right now I have the room available for $50 an hour. I feel like that's reasonable due to the area of the price of the rooms in the area, and then also you be more comfortable being right here at the spot because we did some welding at night. We was burning 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, having a good time, and then being able to regroup. So I'm trying to create an experience and an opportunity, and still be able to get my hog on fam, still be able to get my point across. I feel like I don't have to wait until I get everything together. And family, I got so much going on in my life right now. Like I'm trying to get some things going on with my son, with the system, and regardless of how I feel like the enemy is attacking me, I still provide. I still do, what I do from the heart, and I think that's what we have to do, instead of waiting. So instead of me just waiting till everything is perfect, I'm gonna do it anyway. So things are not how I would like it to be, and I think always in life you always think like, man, if I can only get here, don't worry about here. Just focus on where you at and make the best out of it. So my goal is to provide value now, and to help a person be able to kill several birds in one stone. So as of now, the welding classes they'll run $1,000 for the 40-hour course, $2,000 for the 80-hour course, which include welding and fabrication, blueprint reading. We do more, and the person can pick either from MIG welding, flux core, or stick welding with that process, so they can pick which one. And then we have the combination of course, which teach all of them plus the blueprint reading and fabrication. That course is 3,500, and it's about 4 weeks. It's more time involved in that, but as of what helps, like honestly, right now the $1,000 course and the $2,000 course, family, you getting a whole lot out of it. Like the value of what I'm giving you, if you will go to a school to get it, I mean, you getting a $4,000, you getting at least a $5,000 education, because I'm giving you jewels and things that they're not going to give you. I'm gonna answer questions. I'm gonna show you tricks. I'm gonna give you ways to do it. I'm gonna build your confidence up, and I want you to be able to take this information and actually start applying it immediately. I already have people who have got jobs, who working on projects from me teaching them, and it changed their lives, family. I remember one gentleman in Feniks that I taught told me he never made over $13 an hour in his life. Once I taught him welding and I showed him how to do it, he was able to go from 13 to 17. That was life changing for this man. And then now he's, he done went up. Um, the last time I talked to him, it went from 17 to 18, and so it's been a year or two now. So I know he didn't, up the scale, and he had never had any welding experience, and he just learned how to do it on the job, learned how to MIG weld, and he was learning how to fabricate and read prints. But just by him learning how to MIG weld, fam, he was able to go from 13 to 17. So that was amazing for him. So a lot of people ask me about paperwork. Do I get certified? Do I leave with a certification? Do I leave with a certificate? Now, I can provide certificates, to show you that you partake in the program. But honestly, fam, when it comes to certifications, I have to renew mine, so I point you in the direction. But I am working on getting my own, where I can be able to teach a person, do the bend test, do everything, and do all of it. I just have to take a couple more classes to actually do it. And there's one guy who's actually doing it in Arkansas. It's in Bryant, and he also can get certified. So I send people to him too to take the test, because they can take it to him, or you can go to the facility as well. They got one in Morton, Morton. I believe it's in Morton. The facility, the AWS facility, where you can actually get an AWS certification without going to college or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's a couple places, but you can go in. Normally, your certification is going to run you anywhere from 150 to $500-$600, depends on what kind you're trying to get. But I like to tell people this: when it comes to employment and those who looking for jobs, I don't require no one to get a certification. I require them to get the skill. And I say that I think it's important for the skill set because all jobs will get you certified if you got the skill set. If you come in there and you can do it, they're gonna certify you under them so you can still get some money, still get certified, still get on job experience, and still start instantly making money. So it's about the trade. So I can go to a job, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing this for a while now, and I done went to many jobs. I'm telling you, no one asked for my paper and just said, "Oh, you certified? Okay, we're gonna hire you, put you over here." Everybody always say, "Could you go in here and take this test? Could you weld this over here? Could you let me see what you got?" So it's about showing what you got, fam. It's about leading by example. What's going on, fam? Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Peace and love to you too. Hope you having a good, blessed Sunday morning or going into Sunday afternoon. So, like I say, I just wanted to give some answer any questions about it. A few people just had inboxed me about some random things, but I wanted to just give more updates and background on who I am and what I'm doing. And I'm starting, so I think that you got to start somewhere, and then as you start, you can always improve your business. Birmingham, what up? What up? Hey, I'm coming there soon. I'm actually coming there soon. I'll be doing some uh, shipping container conversions, and then I'll also be doing some private courses there too, some private welding classes there too. So I'm gonna be doing a few things once I get things established in the city. But I will be coming with the containers soon. So hopefully I'll be in there soon. So for those who are in the area, man, feel free come check me out. I'm gonna be over there doing some construction, so y'all most definitely come in. You know what? Houston is on my bucket list. I haven't been there yet, but I do want to visit the city. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, holler at me, man. Like I say, I'm gonna be down there. So if you in the city, let me say it again. If you in the city, like the old folk. I'm from the South, fam. I'm from Arkansas in the Southeast. We like to say, if you cool with me, fool with me. So if you cool with me, fool with me, man. Pull up, holler at me. I'm a real person. I'm not arrogant by no means. You know what I mean? I'm down to earth. Like I say, I'm just a brother out here trying to make it and do my thing, the best way I can. And, I like to be transparent, so I don't try to hide anything. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got time for lies because you got to remember them, and I ain't got time to remember all that. So I just keep it real and keep it moving, you know what I mean? But just wanted to say that the class also is Afrocentric. So I do talk about African American history. I do talk about culture, but I don't like if I get a white student, I just don't jump down his throat with black information. Nah, it's not like that. But when I have black students come in, they like to ask different questions. So I'm open to teaching anything, but the class is open to the public. So I teach everybody. So I'm not discriminating on anybody who want to learn, but it is an Afrocentric school. I like to put more of my people aware on black history because a lot of things we're not aware on. We're not aware on facts. We get passed down information and through traditions, and we believe they are facts, and they're not. So I like to break that, and so I just drop different information. I like to lead by example, fam. You know what I mean? So I'm big on culture. I'm big on my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And spirituality. So I just like to lead by example. So I don't want to push nobody down the wrong way. I'm just, I'm transparent, man. I just love to get my hog on, you know what I mean? So I'm always hustling and pushing myself and trying to do what I can do. So salute to everybody, you know what I mean? I hope everybody, like I say, just be able to accept people for who they are, man. I want to say that, man. We got everybody, people are different. And if you don't agree with someone's concept or their philosophy or whatever, you can just keep it moving. That's the way I feel. Like if I don't, it's a lot of people that I don't agree with some of the things they do, but I don't jump over and say, you should do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. That ain't my thing. I just keep it moving, you know what I mean? I don't waste time doing that. So, my goal is just to be me. And like I said, I like to network with my people. I like to network with all people, fam. I love going down, sitting down with this family or that family. Like I enjoy mingling, I enjoy meeting different people, and I enjoy educating my people. Like I love to see us do better, own businesses, get jobs, pick ourselves up. You know what I mean? So one special thing about me teaching here, especially in my hometown, because you know this is where I left from when I got incarcerated. This is where They told me I wasn't gonna live to see 18. This is where they, how the old saying is, a prophet ain't accepted in his own home. I've been here, but it's only been one person I have taught from my hometown, and I've been here 8 months now. On and off. And it's only been one, but I've been teaching people outside and people traveling in and people from close surround cities, but not mine. They see me, they know what I got going, but they don't network with me, fam, and that's just what it is. I don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So sometimes, you can be a jewel in your backyard, man, and it might be someone else come from somewhere else and say, "Ooh, I see these jewels," and start digging, and but eventually they'll catch on. So I'm not gonna be discouraged. I just keep doing what I'm doing because I know it's valuable. I got people traveling in to come and partake of the class, but that's how it would be, fam. When I had so many people when I came here told me, "Man, I'm gonna help you on your mom's renovation. I'm gonna come over there and do some painting. I'm gonna hang some sheetrock with you. I'm gonna do this." Family, I can count the people on one hand that showed up. You know what I mean? And still I got some fingers left over. You know what I mean? So sometimes people talk a good talk, but they don't walk it. So don't let that discourage you. We learn though as we grow up though. Sometimes we tend to take things to heart, and when you're passionate about certain things, especially when about a craft, if you're an artist, once you're passionate about it, sometimes you can be sensitive about your work, about what you do, because you got a pure intentions, and some people don't. But don't let that discourage you from being who you are. Always keep pushing, being who you are, regardless of the situation. So I learned, if I haven't learned anything else, I would say that don't allow the outside forces to come in and destroy your vision. So just wanted to come, like I say, talk to everybody for a few minutes and just give you some, more insight on who I am and what I'm doing. And, the goal and the focus is to, grow and get bigger and bigger, and to, just keep getting my hog on, fam. I want to be able to set an example. My goal is to live to be remembered like my ancestors. You know what I mean? We still study what the Egyptians did to this day. You know what I mean? And they said they was gonna live to be remembered. They was gonna live forever. But like, nah, they got to die. They did, but we still study them, and that's how they live. We live through the past. One thing I learned: history doesn't repeats itself. So for those who've been with me now, for say 10 minutes, and you've been sitting here watching this video with me for 10 minutes, we just made history, man. We can't go back and get that 10 minutes. It's gone. So we have to be very cautious on how we spend our time. We have to be very cautious on how we invest our time and our money, and make sure we're getting it from the source, from someone that's gonna, be transparent, regardless if it's me or another person that got. Because I know it's plenty people out there with private schools or independent training or tutoring or whatever the situation is. I think that we can't knock the way we get something. So don't think that you got to go to a fancy building with bells and whistles, because the only thing you might just get out of that is an education with a lot of debt. When you can just make some sacrifices, save a little bit, and actually get the same thing without the paper, but still start the business, because we got to think of it. Uh, this country was built on business, entrepreneurs, free thinkers. So those they can control to think and work for the others, they can be able to control the mass population. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a go-getter, you're a hustler, keep your spirit. Don't let it break you. It's going to get rough sometimes. The system going to rain. Stuff going to happen. But as long as we stay consistent. So invest in yourself, fam. Invest in yourself wherever you at. If it's not in your area, figure out ways to travel to it. Because one thing I learned, your life can change an hour to 5 hours from where you're located at. So don't be afraid to relocate. Don't be afraid to eat Roman soups if you have to every day, until you be able to get you a steak if that's what you like. You know what I mean? We got to be willing to suffer a little bit. I was talking with a associate the other day, and I was saying how this generation is real smart, but they real weak. They don't want to go through anything causes them issues. They want to take their life. They just want to say, forget everything. You picking on me. And we grew up, we had to get things the hard way, so it made it a little bit more tougher. And it made you realize that, bullet's gonna be all in life. So if you ban them from the school, you're gonna get them on the job. So you might as well learn how to deal with them. Like they say, on the job training. Pretty much in public school, you on the job training. So, just keep your options open, fam. Like I say, I'm in McGee, Arkansas. For those who want to partake of the classes, hit me up on my business line. That's 870-501-1974. That's 870-501-1974. Make sure you visit the website. That's HogOnWelding.com, HogOnWelding.com. And for those who want the welding skids, you can get those prints on there for $100 in the vertical or the horizontal. So for $100, you can download the print, make your own, duplicate it, whatever you want to do. And I think that will help you get your independence going. So it's all about, building up your independence, being able to get a return on your investment. So if you can invest some money and you can get a return on it, you win it. Like my students, I've got one now, well, a few now, that's making $20 plus an hour, and the $1,000 he spent, he made that back the first week, and now he's been there for a few months, so he's winning. And the goal is he's gonna keep winning. So we have to think like that, fam. You want to make sure you're making a ROI, return on your investment. So when you do put your money somewhere, just make sure you're gonna get something out of it. Make sure you're gonna get something that you can use. So when I do come to Birmingham, like I say, those who cool with me, come out and fool with me. I'm also will be at East Point, Atlanta, Georgia, at Our Legacy Center. And if you haven't been there, you should go and check it out. Our Legacy Center in East Point, Atlanta, Georgia. And also, like I say, if you want to travel to the area when I'm in Arkansas, I will be in McGee, Arkansas, in my hometown, teaching, having an Airbnb available. So for those who travel in, I try to make things comfortable for you. You can be able to get our hogs on in many different ways. And also for those who want some gear, because a few people ask me about the t-shirts. I know it's about to go into the fall. I have the long sleeve t-shirts and the hoodies available. It's almost hoodie season. So go to Amazon and just put in HogOn Welding hoodies or t-shirts. It'll pop up. Get your hog on with me, get you some brand. Let's spread the message and try to keep things going. Like I say, we don't make an arm and a leg off of it. It's more of just to spread the brand and bring more awareness of what we're doing. So y'all be blessed, continues to prosper. I'm out.